All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat 1. Edmund Jones, Austin Edwards on the front row. Dave Holmberg and Joe Lux have the second. John Barry and Brian Hewitt on the third row. Zachary Meade rounds out the field. And good evening, Russell. Edmund Jones and Austin Edwards have not taken the grid yet. They've only got a few more seconds left, and then heat number 1 will begin. As always, if you have a favorite driver, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight. And it does not look like Edmund or Austin will take to the grid. Austin has won the first 2 races of the season. If he doesn't make it in time, he could lose a lot of ground in the points. Brian Hewitt, back in 6, has been fast week in and week out, but gets caught up in other people's messes and has had not the best luck. Could tonight be the night it all changes? Edmund Jones, Austin Edwards do not take the grid. Dave Holmberg and Joe Lux will be up front for Heat 1. All right, get ready. Hey, good evening, Richie. Good luck, buddy. All right, pace car about to pull off. The pace car is in, and the green flag flies. Heat 1 is underway. Dave Holmberg quickly shoots out front. Very hard to pass on the outside here. But you cut too low, and you could lose a lot of ground, could get a penalty. As look at this, Hewitt to the inside. And Hewitt sticks it on the bottom, makes it 3 wide. Brian now to second as they battle back behind. Brian closing in on David Holmberg. Hewitt, what a send on the bottom. Brian Hewitt to the lead. Zach Meade now to second, 5 to go in Heat 1. Hewitt continues to set the fastest lap every time. Meade stays within striking distance for the moment. John Barry now into 3rd, Joe Lux in 4th, Holmberg in 5th. Whoa, Hewitt lost a lot of ground. Coming through 1 and 2, did not get a good run through there. And now Zach Meade's going to try and attack up top, 2 to go. Zach tries to look to the bottom. He is right there on Hewitt's bumper through the turns. Hewitt staying right on the bottom as the white flag flies one more time around. Hewitt not leaving an opening. Meade sends it deep into 3. It's not enough. And Brian Hewitt wins Heat 1. On to heat number 2. John Brancaccio, Riley Maricchio have the front row. Ryan McDaniel, Timmy Martin have the second row. Mark Dantuma and Kyle McRicken Martin on the third row. David Lux rounds out the field. John Brancaccio does not take the grid. That moves Ryan McDaniel up to the pole position. Something has gone wrong back behind. All right, Timmy Martin is pulled back up alongside McDaniel. Looks like everybody getting sorted out. And here we go, pace car about to dive in. And out of turn 4, the green flag flies. Heat number 2 is underway. Ryan quickly clears into the lead, but Mark Dantuma into second. They've got a 3-wide battle behind. Rick Cragen cheering on Ryan McDaniel. Dantuma trying to close that gap, but as we saw in Heat 1, making the move to the outside is going to be tricky. Ryan just needs to protect that inside line. Riley Maricchio just set the fastest lap of Heat 2 as he closes in on Dantuma. Now David Lux has the fastest lap. Lux right on the bumper of McRicken. Ryan staying low all the way around the track, protecting that inside line. Dantuma is inching closer and closer. Mark Dantuma now has McRicken. McRicken to second. Kyle looking for the lead from Ryan McDaniel. They're coming down to the white flag. McRicken has the inside. The white flag flies one more time around. Oh! Ryan gets a bump and gets sent to the back. And Kyle McRicken Martin will get the win in Heat 2. All right, here we go with the feature. Richie Joplin and Andrew Thornton on the front row. Brian Hewitt and Kyle McRicken Martin on the second row. Zach Meade and Mark Dantuma on the third row. John Barry and Riley Maricchio on the fourth. Word has it, Riley Maricchio has some big issues some big technical problems could be a setback. Dave Holmberg and David Lux round out the top 10. Joe Lux, Timmy Martin starting 11th and 12th. Edmund Jones, Ryan McDaniel 13th and 14th. Austin Edwards and John Brancaccio round out the field. John Brancaccio, we knew he wasn't going to grid. He didn't even make his heat, but it looks like Edmund Jones will also not make the heat tonight. So Richie Joplin and Andrew Thornton starting up front on a track that is very difficult to pass on. Everybody stacked up, ready to go. Pace car about to dive in. Green flag is in the air. They are underway for the feature here at the Irwindale Inner. And Richie quickly clears traffic. McRacken underneath for second. Mark Dantuma battling back behind with Zach Mead. Austin Edwards trying to make his way to the front. You know he'd love to make it 3 in a row as McRacken has had a problem. No caution at the moment. Let's see what happened with McRacken. Andrew Thornton looking to the outside. Oh, McRacken just gets loose in the middle of what constitutes a straight. It sends him around to the infield. Richie Joplin continues to lead so far, has the fastest lap of the night. Meanwhile, Andrew Thornton, Brian Hewitt, Zach Mead, all battling it out. And there are battles throughout the field. Austin Edwards now up 10 spots into 5th. David Lux now up 4 spots into 6th. Dantuma holds on to 7th. John Barry, Riley Maricchio, and Joe Lutz rounding out the top 10. Ryan McDaniel now up into 11th. Meanwhile, Richie trying to clear as Hewitt has had a problem, as has Austin. See what happened with Brian Hewitt. He's trying to stay low, just contact with Austin, and that sends Austin hard into the infield. Hewitt recovers but loses a lot of ground that goes around. Well, things are getting a bit dicey out there. You got to wonder if tempers are starting to flare yet. And remember, all these guys will be racing each other again right after this in the Tour Mods on the outer loop. Andrew Thornton still holding on to second. Zach Mead in third. David Lutz now up into fourth. Dan Tuma in fifth. Riley Maricchio, despite technical issues, now up into sixth. Richie Joplin has about a 6/10 of a second lead. Lux does have the fastest lap so far. Lux is closing in on Zach Mead. Brian Hewitt, we saw that spin earlier. Joe Lux also had to spin. Both drivers trying to recover some ground. And Austin Edwards, who got caught up with Brian earlier, is back up into ninth, but still a lot of work to do. McCracken also has a lot of work to do, and man, he is going as wide as possible, trying to regain some ground here. John Berry now up into seventh, trying to reel Riley back in. Oh, Andrew Thornton gets a little bit loose at a turn two. He was almost to Richie's bow. Andrews around. Andrew Thornton was running in second. Did he have any contact? Looking down from the blimp at Andrew Thornton. We saw him go around. We saw him loose there. Nope, he just gets loose, does a 360, gets going again. But man, he lost a lot of ground. Richie has opened up a lead, but David Lux now up into second place. Lux has been getting better week in and week out. If he can run Richie down, he might finally get back to victory lane. But he does have Zach Mead on his bumper. Mark Dantuma now in fourth. Riley now up to fifth. Andrew Thornton, after getting turned around, is back to sixth. Does he have enough car left to close back up? He also has Austin Edwards and Kyle Martin not far behind, trying to close the gap. And let's take a couple laps on board with McCracken across the start-finish line. Down into 1 and 2. McCracken trying to get the nose up underneath. You can see they just never stop turning here. They do have a front and a back stretch, but given the fact they're never going to stop turning, they're not really a straightaway. Austin Edwards back underneath McCracken, back into seventh. Dave Holmberg has just gone a lap down, and Holmberg has gone to pit road. Hewitt now up into 13th. Andrew Thornton is closing in on Riley. Meanwhile, Austin and Kyle battle back behind. David Lux has tried to reel in Richie. The lap traffic could help. He is about 1.1 seconds back, but he is getting closer to the leader, Richie Joplin. As Zach Mead has just taken second, Lux is back underneath, and David Lux reclaims a position. Whoa, Zach Mead trying to cross over. He got a bit of a bobble, but saves it. But that did cost him a bit of time. Lux now almost 1.4 seconds back. Richie Joplin making it through lap traffic quickly here tonight. Austin Edwards has made his way up into 6th, right on Riley's bumper. Thornton has slipped back into 7th. And McRecken is closing in. Richie Joplin's lead now down to 1.25 seconds. Lux is getting closer again. Zach Mead in 3rd, staying right there with him. Dan Tuma currently in 4th. Austin Edwards now into 5th. Andrew Thornton battling with McRecken. They're leaning on each other. Riley gets the nose in. Andrew tried to get down. Meanwhile, David Lux still trying to close that gap on Richie. 10 laps to go for Richie Joplin. This would be Richie's first win of the final season. Austin did win the first 2 races, and it looked like it was going to be a dominant season, but Richie shaking it up here tonight. Oh! Joe Lux is around. There's Joe going off into the turn, and he gets some help, a bit of a tap from below. Sends him around. He does get going again. Richie Joplin continues to lap cars as he gets 5 to go. David Lux now just 0.8 of a second back. Four laps to go. Can Richie Joplin hold on to it, or will Lux be able to get there? And 3 laps to go at the Irwindale inner loop. Richie Joplin qualified on the pole, led from the get-go, is checked out. And multiple cars have tried to get to him, but nobody. Caution! Caution is out. We'll go to a green-white checkered. Wow. Yeah, that's going to shake things up a bit. Let's see what happened. There's Brian Hewitt right behind McRecken. Oh, McRecken gets sideways battling with Austin. Hewitt had nowhere to go and no time to react. looking down from the blimp. McReckon, he bumps Austin, but it sends him around. That is the one thing Richie Joplin didn't want to see, but David Lux, he is happy to see it. Lux has another 2 laps to try and get past Richie Joplin, but he'll have to start on the outside. And as we have seen all race long, passing to the outside here, it is problematic. All right, lights are out on the pace car. Richie Joplin in control of the restart. 2 laps to go at Irwindale. The pace car dives in. The green flag flies. Richie is away. Lux tries to shoot down to the inside. They're battling back behind. Zach Mead in third. As they give the white flag one more time around. This is going to be close. Richie gets a little loose. Lux has a run into 3, but finds a bumper. Out of 4, Richie Joplin will win at the Irwindale Interloop. And what a battle there at the end. David Lux does hold on for second. Zach Mead, now it comes home in third. We'll talk to our top 3 here in just a moment, but folks, don't forget, stick around. The Tour Mods will be out here in just a few moments on the Big Loop. All right, let's see if we can talk to our top 3. Starting with Zach Mead. Well, Zach, it definitely looked tough to pass out there tonight, man, but a heck of a job making your way to third.
Yeah, it definitely a one-lane racetrack here. You don't want to get caught on the outside.
It definitely got dicey there a bit too. You and David rather back and forth a little bit, and a few close calls between the 2 of you.
Yeah, I got to a point where I was just twitching all over the place. Car was just real unstable, and figured I'd let David by instead of wrecking the both of us. But then David kind of ran into the same issue. Doesn't help. I've been struggling a little bit with this car, figuring out like your window of like rolling and getting back to the throttle is really tight, and it's real easy to not get that right and miss out on the speed.
Well, man, you did a heck of a job tonight. A heck of a run back on the podium, buddy. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
David Lux comes home in second. David, I really wondered, you got a big run into 3 on the last lap. How tempted were you to use the bumper?
Well, we touched it a little bit, honestly. I ain't gonna lie to you. We touched, but I don't feel like that caution should have came out with 3 to go. So I figured I'd let him have it.
Well, I have to say, you were running him down that last 20 laps. Right around in there, you started reeling him in. I would have thought the caution would have helped you.
I mean, it would have if I was going to just blatantly take him out. But I didn't want to. I wanted to, but I didn't want to.
I got you. Man, still a heck of a run tonight. I know you're just, it could be next week, could be later tonight. We're going to be seeing you in Victory Lane a lot this season.
Well, we're at Irwindale. We gotta watch out for turn 3 because I might take a dive bomb tonight.
Well, hope you do. Hopefully we'll talk to you in Victory Lane later tonight, buddy. Great job.
Hope so. Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Richie Joplin. Richie back in Victory Lane. Even got to do some donuts.
Yeah, I got to do some donuts. Got no Victory Lane. David could have moved me on that last lap. He was nice. He touched me a little bit, and pushed me up, but he could have got me.
Man, it was.
I didn't like that caution coming out like that, but yeah.
I'm sure you didn't. You would have been able to put some more lap traffic between you and Lux before that race was over if that caution doesn't come out. But man, he was reeling you in for about that last 20 laps.
Yeah, I decided just to run the crap out of the car, see what happens. And I got my tires a little worn, a little hot, and you know, I just saying this my third time with this new Legends car they updated, so I'm trying to figure it out. I was lucky on this. A lot of them didn't show up tonight in the race, so I was kind of lucky on this, sitting on the pole and leading these laps. So I'll take it, and I got a win for Davy Joe Coffee and Ally Willpower, and shout out to my paint guy, Gerald Poole, Flaming Car Designs.
Great job tonight, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Richie Joplin back in Victory Lane. Folks, don't go anywhere. They're going to pack up the Legends cars and unpack the Tour mods going to the outer loop, and it's going to get even wilder. Folks, stick around. We'll be back with you in just a few moments.